Yes. Oh, let's clear out the throat. Yeah, 8125. Are you high, Twitch? Let's see. I am super low. I am real low. What the hell? Just microphone level. There we go. Hopefully that is going to be better. You haven't missed this one? Brushfire, I mean? Let's try this again. That's better. What's up, Brushfire? It literally just came out on consoles, so... Like, it literally just... It was supposed to come out earlier this week, and there was a patch. Like, there was an issue with the patch. Apparently there would have been an issue had they pushed it live in the state it was in. So they had to hold it back a couple of days so they could resolve the issue. I didn't see that forum post. It wasn't, like, posted to the website. That, at least, it didn't pop up in my feed, so I didn't know that it was there. That was literally, you might be talking about the stream that I did a couple days ago, which was the suffering stream, where I suffered through a couple queues with my barely equipped reproduction of the Woglinde. Like, this version of the Woglinde, one of the reasons why I wanted to run Brushfire, let me go ahead and switch to the headset attached to the TV. One of the reasons I wanted to run Brushfire was to both cover this mission, because it's a really cool mission, and also to demonstrate how this version of the Woglinde is not ready for prime time in any way, shape, or form. Like, this is very much rebuilding her from the ground up. So... yeah. You didn't miss much, just me failing horribly. We're Germanoid. Thua. Nobody's gonna know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, so this is gonna pop up on YouTube after I'm done streaming it. Normally, Star Trek Online is gonna be on Fridays on YouTube, but this one's gonna be on Saturday because I've got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff to go through. I got this, I got Armored Core, I got the other thing that's going to be on Wednesdays that is sort of keeping a promise to a friend. I told him I'd play through a game, like, ages ago, and I'm just going to finally get to that. And also, I have to record Devil May Cry for October. So, this is going to be a busy night for me, because I'm basically going to be, like, non-stop from, like, the moment I finished streaming Brushfire. It's also that time of year where I start getting, like, kind of ill, so you might hear me clearing my throat every once in a while. Nowhere near last year. I don't have the plague like last year, so I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good for this. I'm in good shape. Before I get started, though, there are a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, there's a link in the channel posts if you're watching this on Twitch, and when you're watching this on VidMe and YouTube, there's going to be a link in the description to the American Red Cross for donations for aid to victims of Hurricane Harvey, and I fear soon there may also be a link to Hurricane Irma relief as well. As a little bit of public service message, if you are in Florida, that's a Category 5 hurricane. If it starts heading towards you, there's nothing you can do about that. Just go. Just get out. Get out. Don't wait until it's too late. There ain't nothing you can do to stop that. They're already calling this one of the strongest storms on Earth. So if you're in Florida or whoever is in this thing's path, if you watch this, just go. Just get out. Okay? Be safe. So I'm afraid there's probably going to be a Hurricane Irma relief link as well. Please donate if you have some ducats to spare. And yeah, I know that's kind of a depressing thing to start off on, but it is kind of a necessary thing when you're talking about storms of this scale. So I just want to try and do my part, try and spread awareness, try and see if can't find some charitable contributions for people working on relief efforts in the affected areas of these storms. So that out of the way, this is going to be Brushfire. This was originally released on PC, I want to say middle of the summer, like June, I think June? Either June or the very beginning of July. And this is the return of J.G. Hertzler, who has been playing Martok pretty much since he played Martok. I know J.G. Hertzler just absolutely loved the role, and I have heard, like, he has a band that I have heard that he cosplays as a Klingon with the rest of his band whenever they're up on stage performing. A friend of mine from the Temporal Directive ran into him at one point while he was in a full regalia cosplaying as a Klingon, and he was just super fun to be around. He also has the most epic mustache like you have ever seen. Like, that tash is fierce. He's got a scary mustache. That is a mustache that is not to be trifled with. Like imagine like a retired Green Arrow, if like the mustache was just allowed to grow and mature. That's kind of the mustache he has. He has a fantastic sort of like, yeah. I feel it might sound like I'm going on and on about this mustache, but you really do have to see it to believe it. He looks like a badass, and he is a fan favorite character from Deep Space Nine. In fact, to certain people who I have shown Deep Space Nine, he was an unexpected favorite. Just that, like, after watching that, whenever they were playing like Skyrim, they would name their character like Martok and shit. So yeah, this is even people who have never seen Deep Space Nine, even people who have never watched much of Star Trek, when they see General Martok, when they start seeing him popping up in Deep Space Nine storytelling, easily becomes their favorite character. So to say that I was psyched to hear that his character was going to be in Star Trek Online is an understatement. I was a little sad that we're not going to get that this mission doesn't end where I wished it would end, which was in the Great Hall of Kronos with Jim Pock with like a bat'leth through him. Like, it doesn't end there, but I can see it. I don't see it like it going with Martok as Chancellor, but I do see it sort of like, I do see like wheels beginning to turn, indicating some kind of great change coming for the Klingon Empire, which would be nice to not have a lunatic who starts wars at the head of the Klingon Empire. That'd be great. That would be fantastic. So anyways, we're gonna play some Brushfire, and I'm gonna get my ass kicked! That's right. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me, because the space portion at the end of Brushfire ends in a pretty large-scale dogfight where, because of the scripting, at least on PC, it was really easy to sort of fudge your backups that was supposed to spawn and end up like in solo combat against a dreadnought that can end you in about 2 seconds if you're not careful. This was a hard fight in the PC version of the Waglinde, which was a fleet Andromeda exploration cruiser decked out in fleet gear and reputation gear. full power Walglinde. This was a rough fight because my reinforcements did not spawn when they were supposed to spawn. Oh god, that one. Yeah. Yeah. Flarespire knows what I'm talking about with the really rough final act. It helps if you know the gimmick of the Dreadnought. I'll talk about this more when we get to it, but the Dreadnought has a gimmick. It's got like a gimmick superpower, and if you understand how that gimmick works, then you're okay. But your first time running into it, you're gonna... My ship on PC had over 100,000 hull HP. It had more hull HP than a Universe class does by default, basically, and it was rough. It got rough. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Even a Vengeance struggles with that fight. Absolutely. That was a rough fight. And this is not a Fleet Andromeda. This is a regular Andromeda. I am not kitted out with rep gear. I do not have all of the ridiculous superpowers that the PC Walglinde does. This is very much a from the ground up. So this is gonna go well. The ground portion won't go that badly, mostly because a lot of it's melee combat focused. Like super close quarters melee weapons. Or at least that's how I prefer to fight, because Drake is a bit of a martial artist, and he tends to prefer... He doesn't have the Nano Lurpa, which sucks. They didn't include the Nanopulse Lurpas in this Phoenix prize pack promotion for some bizarre reason. So he's got the Solea Ceremonial Lurpa, which is basically the exact same model as a Nanopulse, but none of the cool effects and none of the extra damage on it. So this will get interesting, because Drake is under-equipped, and the Walglinde is underpowered for this mission. At least, not where it should be. Not where it is on PC. Like I said, getting this ship back up to full strength on a console is going to be a long-term endeavor. Speaking of endeavors, the Endeavor system has premiered. You can't see it right now because I've already done it. But I didn't get any extra marks for it, which makes me sad. I wish that you got extra marks for doing those things. But, like, what was it? Like 300,000 energy credits and about 400,000 dilithium. I can take that. I can deal with that. Alright, let's get started. Hail.
Starfleet intelligence has learned that Martok, the former Chancellor of the Klingon Empire, is alive. Quite a revelation. Until now, everyone thought he was killed in a duel with the current Chancellor on Kronos. Martok is being held in a Sona facility in the Briar Patch. Officially, it's a research facility built to study metaphasic radiation. In reality, it's a high-security prison used to hold political prisoners. General Rodek is leading a covert rescue operation in the Briar Patch. Meet with him there, and help him bring Martok home.
See, I would have called it like a gulag or something, a high-security gulag, or in reality, it's a gulag used to hold political prisoners. This is something that Star Trek Online does a lot, and this isn't really bad so much as a pet peeve, where they tend to use words... They tend to repeat words in the same sentence a lot. So it's a high-security prison used to hold like political prisoners. Well, of course it would hold political prisoners. It's a prison. Yeah, of course it has prisoners. It's a prison. You know, it's... Again, this is a pet peeve. This is super stupid little thing, but stupid little stuff. But they all do that a lot, and it kind of it's kind of grating on me. Your mileage may vary. Towards Dishonored Batleth. Ooh, I didn't really play with that a lot on PC. Oh, Flare, you never did this mission. Oh, you remember doing something else on PC. Defensive. So, House Martok defensive configuration. That's mostly like a tanky console. I'm not really going to use that, probably. The Batleth is kind of cool looking, though. And featured episode weekly reward, which for me will pretty much always be spec points, because I'm in a galaxy and I gotta max out that pilot spec. That's gotta happen. So, because it never makes it... Like, it never ever makes this... So how much is... what's the transport? 20,000? Ah, I can swing that. That was a weird sound for it. It sounded almost like it hit a spring. So he's being held by the Sona. Oh, you're gonna play Long Flare? Cool. So he's being held by the Sona, who are supposed to be dead. Like, that was the whole point of, like, what they were doing in Star Trek Insurrection, is the Sona were attacking the Baku's planet in the Briar Patch in order to... I hear you. I hear you and you're annoying. Okay, let's just go in here. As soon as the launcher actually does something. Console version for the win!
Gavan, your assistance on this mission is appreciated. Martok is being held here. The Sona facility is a farce, and their true masters are the cowardly Vect and House Torg. They hold their enemies here and deny them a warrior's death. I intend to show them the price of their dishonor.
What's the plan, then?
Begin by jamming the Sona comm signals. Should we encounter any Sona patrols, eliminate them quickly before they can summon reinforcements. The pockets of Metreon gas may be of tactical use to us. A well-placed volley could ignite them. Timed right, they can become our weapons.
Ready when you are. Okay. So, the Sona are supposed to be dead, essentially. What happened in Star Trek Insurrection... What happened in Star Trek Insurrection was the Sona were going after the rings of the Baku planet because it had some kind of... It was basically a fountain of youth planet. And it had rings around it that generated this kind of weird radiation that caused rapid regeneration in organic matter. So basically what happened was the Sona were going after this because, spoilers if you haven't seen Star Trek Insurrection in... God, it's been so long. I feel so old. Like 15 years since it came out. The Sona were exiled Baku, and they were trying to get back at their elders for exiling them in the first place by basically taking their Fountain of Youth planet away from them. Which I wholeheartedly support, because the Baku suck. They're terrible. They're terrible people. And I can scientifically prove this. They're awful people. Like, everything about the Baku is wrong. Everything about the Baku would make a great Doctor Who episode, because the Doctor would feel instantly excited at how wrong this place is, and how nothing adds up. But the Sona were in a situation where they were at the limit of their attempts to artificially lengthen their lifespans. The various methods they were using were becoming toxic, and they were all dying out, essentially. And they were all going to be, and most of them would be dead within 10 years without super concentrated dosages of this rejuvenative radiation. So, at the end of that movie, the surviving Sona, which most of them survived, are basically allowed back into the Baku colony, but that would do nothing for them, because without... Like, even with normal exposure, like, it would take 10 years of normal exposure to begin to reverse the damage to them, and most of them were not going to live that long. So most of the Sona should be dead. Like, they should be nowhere near enough of them left. There shouldn't be anywhere near to build dreadnoughts and fleets and stuff like that. So that's just going from Star Trek Insurrection. So how could the Sona still be here? Cryogenics. Maybe they put themselves in stasis or something while they research the ring's energy, or maybe they put themselves in biological stasis and basically like cloaked a sleeper ship, because they had cloaking technology. Just like cloaked a sleeper ship off of the rings to try and like buy their bodies time to like get that kind of exposure where they could survive. There's ways to write around this, but they never really do, not even in the dev blogs. So at this point, your guess is as good as mine as why the Sona are still around. So let's take a look at here. We have 15K, 5K. Let's not fly through that Metreon gas, huh? Let's go around the Metreon gas. Let's not get blown up by the Metreon gas. Okay, we're doing this. That was the wrong thing to hit. There we go. No, I don't want to target the Metreon gas. I want to target...
Metreon.
Well, I targeted the Metreon gas. Oh, did I just hit... I think I just hit him with the gas. That's fine. You're fine, right? Right, Candyman?
Local conditions are blocking long range. No idea. I served with Martok in the Dominion War. Many Jemadar fell to our blades.
This is going to be a bit of a plot hole coming up, that Martok should recognize Rodek as Rodek. So we're coming up on a little bit of a plot hole.
Martok's wife wanted to leave this mission, but House Tor was also fixed.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice to get pulled into a subspace there. That's probably because I was too busy fighting for my life towards the end of this mission.
Sign of incoming ships. We still have the element of surprise.
Okay. $13, $15, $6. I don't want to get too close to this Metreon gas. I just want to... That's actually a sick angle in the Woglinde. I just want to get close enough to antagonize these guys. Come on. Come on, close to 10K. One of you close to 10K. So I can pull you over. Oh, you're not. You're just gonna fly away. Okay. So I'm gonna fly this way then. And just avoid that Metreon gas. So these guys aren't much trouble. It's what goes on later. Like, things can get hairy towards the beginning if you choose to do a certain optional thing, which, of course, I'm going to do, but it's only, like, the fight I've been talking about is later. Way later. There's a very lengthy ground portion, which actually has, like, one of the cooler ground bosses in the game. Nice. Oh yeah, they get pulled into like a little sliders vortex. There's a show nobody's ever seen who's gonna watch this. Once upon a time, in ancient times, there was this show called Sliders. That was actually pretty cool. It got canceled a bunch of times. Like twice. Like I think the show got canceled twice or so. Here we go. So I would like to point out that this is a Galaxy class. The last time we saw these guys on the big screen, they were fighting a Sovereign and ripping it to shreds. So take that, Sovereign fanboys.
Transmission.
Are you?
Patrol 3 hasn't reported in. Investigate it once.
We can probably ignore them. By the time they report, we'll be on the planet.
So, let's see, defeat the Planetary Guard. Basically, defeating them gets you a Chivo. Let's see. Decided to do the optional, and the Sona decided to try and board my and broadside my Vengeance with their facing shields down. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Vengeance is a big ship with big guns. Oh, we're dealing with them. That kid's sub-nuked me crazy. Yeah, you're dead. You're not dead yet. But I said you're dead. You should die now. You die. Now. And wait a minute. Now you die. Now you're dead. I can't score. Looks like a Daft Punk concert over there. Are you alright? I love rally points so much. Oh, they knocked me out of my barrel roll, you bastard. That's okay, because you're dead anyways. You're super duper dead. When in doubt, rally. Really hope I'm audible over all this. No witnesses. Gimme. 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 There we go. Oh, give me that too. Alright. Now that we've killed almost everybody working there... Nah, just kidding. We'll be doing that down on the surface. This mission's got a pretty high body count. And, most of them are going to be cut to death.
The time for stealth has come. We will infiltrate the Sona facility in disguise. I will be wearing the uniform of House Torg, and your away team will be my prisoners.
That's a bold plan.
Yes, that is why it will succeed. Beam to my ship, and we will take a shuttle to the prison.
That feels like a cliche. But also feels like a cliche that doesn't always work. But, alright. I reserve the right to, start executing MFers when we get to the surface. Let's see, what does he got? He got support drone? Do I want support drone? I don't have any compression rifles yet, but my plan is to kit my, like, all 4 of my away team buffs with compression rifles. One, because they're canon Starfleet armament. They're an actual canon weapon, and the model that the compression rifle from the Delta Rep uses is canon from Star Trek Voyager. And secondly, because then my entire away team will have access to the Hammer of Dawn, which can come in handy. For now, we're just making do with busted old Starfleet gear and a Saleya ceremonial Lurpa, because Cryptic got really tight with the nanopulse Lurpas in the last Phoenix prize pack. Thanks for that. Yeah, upper atmosphere is... Entering the upper atmosphere of a planet is bad for a vengeance, Flare's Fire. Don't do that.
The maximum security area lies ahead. Follow my lead, and we will infiltrate the cell block where they are holding Martok. Remember,
Martok,
you are prisoners. Stay within the red lines, obey all commands, and do not engage the guards until I give you the signal.
You know, the uniform of House Torg looks an awful lot like the uniform of House... whatever. Did you actually change? Or do you... never mind. Klingon uniforms. The Odyssey's a better uniform anyways. Nice and classy. I still like that they took the old fleet uniforms and made them like actual uniform Starfleet
See all
uniforms.
those turrets? If you step out of line, they are prepared to remind you of your place.
Okay.
Five more lifers! What did you idiots do to earn such dishonor?
Not my concern. My concern is to bring them here now.
Fair enough. I have plenty of time to find out. Go straight ahead to processing.
Yeah, Flair, they pretty blatantly reused the Tholian prison
What a
outfits.
miserable bunch of bartok! Get these convicts out of my sight!
They don't even put like the House of Torg insignia on the back of you. That's a pretty blatant reuse of the Tholian prison uniforms from Temporal Ambassador.
Watch for patrols. We may need to fight them on the way out.
We will fight them on the way out. There's no may need about it. This mission is ground
Prisoners to the
combat
back wall
heavy.
for processing.
Everyone pose!
I don't see anything about 5 new prisoners.
Not my concern. Shall I tell Torg that you are not ready to receive them?
That won't be necessary. We'll process them. Sign here.
Lizards!
We've come for the butcher. Bring me Bartok. Patience. We're out processing him now.
I can't tell if they're the Covenant or the Imperium of Man.
You, take these convicts to their cells and be quick about it.
Quick. Right.
Move along, convicts. Don't make me ask you again.
It'd be nice if I could, like, see, bro. Like, you
Move
gotta
along, convicts. Don't make me ask you again.
You asked again. You asked twice.
Torg is allied with the Zenkethi. There is no end to his dishonor.
Well, you did kind of boot him out of the Empire, I mean.
Martok defeated many Zenkethi in close combat. It is why they call him the Butcher.
More than I have, because I've killed a shitload more Zenkethi than he has, I think. I'm just saying.
Haven't seen you around here before.
I'm new. What of it?
Well, put those convicts in their place, and we can get some blood wine after our shifts. Give me a reason to break you, Patah. We have lots of time to play.
I'm spoken for, thanks. I'm not actually spoken for. I'm just trying to let them down easy. Also, get away from me. I don't want to, like... I'm sorry, but if you sound like Snake Eyes... Or not Snake Eyes.
Martok!
What the hell was...
We've
I
come
forget
for
the
you!
character's name.
Have you now? Wait. I know your face.
Yes, it's
One of
Rodek.
Moog's sons fights under Torg's banner? Disappointing.
He doesn't...
I am Rodek, son of Nagra, an ally of your house, old man. This is no time for talk. Arm yourself before the guards.
What is this?
The guards.
Explain yourselves.
Is this the way to the bathroom?
Isn't it obvious? I'm leaving, you piece of plakta.
Wait,
I think the Zenkethi disagree with you.
I think the Zenkethi disagree with you.
Miserable Takek.
So begins the killing. There's gonna be a lot of it.
There is no escape for you, Butcher.
Okay.
Answer for your crime.
Do I have lunge out of curiosity? I do not! Shit! I really need lunge. Hunter, you son of a bitch, get up. Get up, you're embarrassing me in front of the Klingons.
Yes. To stand. To fight. To be Klingon.
Ah! There we go. Oh, I miss my nanopulse so much. My nanopulse just destroys these guys.
Good. If I am to die, I will die in battle. Something on your mind?
How did you wind up here?
I fought Jempak, felt his blade strike home, and died the death of a warrior. Until Torg and his doctors bring me back. He denied me honorable death, denied me the halls of Stovokor, and locked me away like so much Baktan. He has much to answer for.
Dude,
Time is critical here.
how have
What
you
would ask me?
survived?
The metaphasic radiation. It's why Torg keeps us here. He can beat us to the edge of death, then let the radiation slowly restore us to health. He is as cruel as he is dishonorable.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me you've been under the effects of the same rejuvenating radiation that keeps the Baku immortal and was regenerating Jordy's eyeballs for almost 30 years. But your eyeball didn't grow back. Were they just like doing, is that just what he's been doing? Just like constantly just like cutting out all the new eyeballs you grow and sewing your eye back shut? Is that what's been going on? Because you really should have two eyes by this point if you've been constantly regenerating your tissues for decades.
Time is critical here. What would you ask of me?
What did Torg and the Zenkethi want with you?
Torg boasts about it often. He wants to replace Jempak as Chancellor, and he allied with the Zenkethi to do it. For some reason, he thinks they can beat us this time. Idiot. In return, Torg pledged to keep the Empire out of Zenkethi affairs, and to turn me over to them. They still hate me for my victory at Senketh 3. Time is critical here. What would you ask of me?
Nothing important. Let's go.
There is another here who deserves that honor. A friend, and a warrior born. His cell is not far. We will liberate him.
If you think
There's
that's
nothing
wise.
unwise about adding a strong arm to your ranks. The console to the left controls the door. The one to the right controls the turrets. Override it. Your friend becomes foe.
Ah. Yeah, people knew it was going to be the Sona the moment they got a screenshot of these desks on like a dev blog. It was like, I know that! That's from Star Trek Insurrection! Within an hour, people already knew like who the next like arc villain was going to be. Like, I just don't know about us sometimes, man. I think we all need to put this shit down, and we all need to go outside. Sometimes. We all need a little bit of the big bright thing in the big blue room. What are you Oh, that's right. I turned the turrets on them.
There he is. Across the way.
Hi.
Marta, this warrior you speak of is a Jem'Hadar.
What of it? The war is over, and he has earned my respect.
many of you are there? Real nice if you could register the damage, please. Be real nice if you could register the damage I'm doing. Be real nice. Okay, I guess they're just dead. Alright.
We have work to do.
I stand ready to fight. Who's this?
This is
Me?
Rodek, son of Nagra.
How come you don't recognize Rodek?
I am First Kavakara, and I am...
I know the rest, Jim'Hadar. Martok speaks for you. That is enough for me. Time to go.
Don't worry, I'll let you out soon. I'll let you out soon too. Okay. What the hell are you? Bunch of Klingons running away from the killing. Okay. I'm gonna pour myself a drink. So, that's the plot hole I was talking about. Rodek says... Oh, shut up. Rodek says that he fought alongside Martok during the Dominion War. Like, directly aside Martok. However, Martok only sees Kern, which he wouldn't, because Kern never fought in the Dominion War. Kern was discommendated before it, when Worf turned against the High Council. And at the time Worf turned against the High Council, Martok had already been replaced by a changeling. So Martok didn't meet Worf until long after Kern had been discommendated. And I think Kern became Rodek, I'm not sure, like, sometime in season 4 or 5 before Martok was retrieved. So there's really no way for Martok to know who the hell Kern is. Maybe he met him before, you know, maybe he met him during Next Generation when Kern was on the High Council, but Rodek says that he fought directly alongside Martok. So why the hell doesn't Martok recognize Rodek? It doesn't make sense.
Jailbreak in progress. Security protocol ready.
There's literally no reason for him to think this guy is Kern. Anywho.
They have locked down the facility. Their doors will not stop the charges I brought along, however. We can blast our way back to the elevator.
Those charges can be of use in other ways. Torg has been running the pathetic remains of his house from this place. Blowing up critical targets within it will hinder him greatly.
Security protocol ready.
As long as it doesn't impair the mission, I'm in. Blowing stuff up? Hell yeah. It's what I do. Okay, we are gonna switch this up to the phaser BFG I've got.
Torg's office lies beyond this door. If we're lucky, he'll be in it. Until I run him through, that is. If he's not there, destroy his private computer. He stores all of his critical data on it. Losing it will weaken him considerably.
And then what?
We forge on until we reach the main security office. From there, we can override the rest of the turrets and take out the alarm system.
What about the nearby turrets?
Use the console by the door to override them. Take care of the rest at main security. Remember, Torg's lackeys and his new Zenkethi friends will try to stop us. Be sure to stop them first.
Agreed. Hopefully it'll give me time to get away from it. Are you... Could you please display the weapon I'm holding? Could you?
What are those alarms? Dennis, why aren't you reporting me?
It'd be super nice if I could see what is going on. Why am I just dragging this thing? I mean, sure. Sorry, Martok, I didn't catch that. Okay, can I... There we go. There we go.
Torg's office, but no Torg. Pity. I was hoping to spill his blood all over this pretty new bat'leth you've given me. For now, we settle for property damage. Set your charges.
I'm always down with property damage. Oh, it's a Mugato skin rug. That's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but I dig it. That's gotta be like having like the head of an endangered species or something mounted on like your wall. That's gotta be roughly equivalent to that. It's got his friggin' fingers and everything. Jeez. Imagine like constantly, like imagine accidentally stepping on these horns. Like, ow. They're constantly like what if you tripped and your head fell on this thing? Like, dude. Dude, like 90% of all accidents occur in the home or at the office or the home office. That's what this is. This is Torg's home office. Come on, you gotta be careful. You gotta be more careful than that. So this could hurt somebody. You gotta do something about that shit.
The most recent file is a bill of sale for some sort of large torpedo. Interesting. Torg bought it from the Zenkethi.
Genesis device.
Doesn't say what kind of torpedo it is.
Genesis device.
New and powerful, considering the amount he paid for it.
It's a Genesis device. We know! We know! We're the ones breaking out of jail. Thank you. See, the Alliance will want to know about this. That's not the word. That's not... There we go. Let me get... There we go. Park bench. Can I get my... Oh, that's not how you're supposed to sit on that. You're supposed to get your slouch on, man. That's like the... Oh my God! Shut up. That's like the sofa of villainy from Star Trek Insurrection. You're supposed to get your slouch on like you're Dracula, man. So you're not supposed to just sort of like sit on there like you're waiting for the bus.
This will hurt Torg. At least until I kill it.
Just end all of his sentences. This will annoy you until I kill you. So.
It's him! Tell him!
He's really not the one you should be worried about. Ah! That's a great idea, bum rushing a guy with a minigun. rocket boots! Why don't I have that? That's canon! If Nimbus is canon, then rocket boots are canon. Hunter went down again. Get up.
Alert. Jailbreak in progress. Fatal force is authorized.
Main security is ours. Override the turrets, then set your charges. We have business elsewhere.
Override turrets. I like how monitors have scan lines in the 24th century. That's not just this game.
This way!
That should take them a while to repair. Security is down.
Anything over here? Hello? Is there anything over here?
Witness the strength of a true Jem'Hadar.
He said to the empty hallway.
The Butcher still lives. Unacceptable. Ah, his head now.
Die.
All enemies of the Empire will fall.
Okay. Hunter? Okay, Hunter's still alive. Good. You're making us look bad. You're killing my style. Come on, everyone. Come on, everyone. Come on. This is one of those missions where my party just kept getting stuck on things.
You! I should have known not to trust you!
Oh, could you please? There we go. Take damage!
It's good to feel a blade in my hands again. Better to use it on my enemies.
Let's see. Defeat Kars, defeat Zenkethi. Zenkethi. Nope, nothing to do in there. Sound like dinosaurs. But I already fought dinosaurs. And you are not the dinosaurs, sir.
Victory is life.
Ah! Stupid gravity thing! Excuse me?
One day, we were all taken through here to an exercise area. As we passed, I saw a Sona engineer working on these panels. They control power to the cell doors. All of them. Blow up the panels, and all the prisoners go free. I expect they will be eager to settle accounts with their guards.
I almost feel sorry for the guards. Except I don't, because they're dicks. I mean, they're House of Torg and Sona and Zenkethi, who are exterminating planets at random. I don't feel sorry for any of them. I don't almost feel sorry for any of them. I just... No, I don't feel sorry. There is no sorry being felt about any of these dicks. There you go. All two of you. Enjoy your freedom. Do not bum rush a man with a minigun.
Keep moving. Almost there.
If there's any lesson you guys can learn from me, please learn that. Please learn not to bum rush a man with a minigun. It's not going to go well for you. Now it's time for Starfleet's special issue minigun equipped with grappling hook. If this cutscene bugs out the way it did for Flare's Fire.
It's time to evacuate. When we reach the roof, our ships can pick us up.
Let's go. Didn't we have a
The
shuttlecraft?
elevator's offline. How will we escape?
We will use a grappling device to reach the roof.
These were introduced for Delta
Once we're
Rising.
out, we will deactivate the solar shield generator to clear a path.
Yep, there it is. Grappling equipped minigun, go!
This is highly unorthodox.
Yes, an audacious plan, worthy of a true Klingon warrior. You honor your house and mine. When we are free of this place, we have much to discuss.
I'm going to destroy your psyche by revealing your whole life is a lie. Let's see, things are heating up. Sona, Zenkethi, and House Torch ships are closing in on our position. We need a little time to shake them off before we can pick you up. Alright, get here as soon as you can. Person out.
I see the warriors of House Torg and Zenketh have come to test us. Fill the halls of Graphor with their souls!
I'm sorry, am I playing like Star Trek or Forgotten Realms? Alright, let's do this.
I told
Forgotten Realms doesn't have a
Lady
minigun.
Silla that I would bring you home, but
Your captain has dealt 20,000 disruptor damage. Oh, it's because Rodek's in my party.
I see they've sent a pack of filthy Perus to fight me. Good. I can use the exercise.
It's a minigun, son. Don't rush the guy with the minigun. Your mech-leth is no match for a minigun. I know Klingons love their melee weapons and shit. Ah! I hate that thing! Screw that thing! Die! Jeez! Excuse me, are you... Okay, this is getting personal.
Fight on! Send them all to Grapple!
Hunter is down again. Where's Hunter? 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 The hell are you? There he is.
You fight well, Alliance.
You should know you were at war with all of us before. You guys comfortable in there?
Enemy forces are larger than we expected.
Ah! I hate that thing! Stupid and I hate it. Hunter is down again! Where the hell is Hunter? You're face down on the ground again, son! You're embarrassing me! Okay. I can see you. Your cloak isn't working. Got knocked down or bent pulled over the pit. That sucks.
Now we must destroy the sonar shield generator to clear the way for our ships.
Understood. More property damage. And if you're looking at this and going, gee, this looks an awful lot like a boss arena, guess what?
Rodek, the core. The shield is down. Prepare to extract... Martok!
We could just go, guys.
You call yourself a warrior? A leader? I call you a coward and a butcher. I will avenge your victims.
Well, yeah, whatever.
I think not, Zenkethi. Not while I live.
Don't, dude, don't. What are you doing? What are you... You could help him.
Jemada, weakling. Go now and join your changing star.
Oh my god!
No!
That is probably the most gruesome death in this game. That is probably the most messed up death in the entire game so far. In 7 years of this game. Oh shit! He's a Ninja Turtle!
No time, no mercy. Only your dead.
Many have tried to kill me and failed again. Come, add your name to the list.
Yep. Calling him back up. Oh, Hunter's about to die again. Martok? This guy, like, crushed your friend's skull and... Ah! This guy crushed your friend's skull in front of you. You want to fight him? Like a giant force field Ninja Turtle? Man, something about Hunter's just rubbing this guy the wrong way. Something about Hunter just pisses him off. It's alright, hang in there, buddy. You got this. You got this, Hunter. Ah. I keep wanting to make a Space Jam joke every time he does that. Every time any Zenkathi do that. It's like every time they jump, come on and slam. Like, somebody please make that video. Somebody please make a video of, like, Zenkathi just, like, slam dunking fools to, like, I don't know, any of the 8 million remixes of the Space Jam theme. Somebody please do that. Zeph Films, please do. Oh god, he's coming after me now. Oh no, he's going after the. Oh no, he's still going after Hunter. Man, something about Hunter's just pissing this guy off. He has been after him the entire time. I mean, he's like there's a guy with a minigun just like blazing away. Oh, now he's dead. Okay. Well, it had to happen eventually.
Klingon filth! We're not finished here!
Yes, we are.
This is Kronos! Actually, I don't know where the hell this is. Apparently it's a planet with the regenerative radiation, but that was only the Baku planet, and this ain't it. So, I don't know where the hell we are. Organized person, we're in transporter range. Ready to energize your command.
I will take Martok with me to the core. Perhaps after the battle he can explain some of the strange things he said in his cell. For now, the enemy waits for us in the stars. Are you ready to meet them in battle?
Yeah, sure, let's go. It wouldn't matter if it was in the same system, Flare Spire, because it was the rings around the planet that was doing the thing. So, it would have to be around that planet, but this ain't it.
The enemy is near. We are outnumbered, but my crew got a signal to our allies.
Here we go.
Reinforcements should arrive soon.
Here we go. Here's where it all goes horribly wrong. The first half of this fight went okay. It's the second half of the fight when the Baku show up in force. Yeah, that's where things are gonna get real raw for me. Alright, let's do this. Kind of screwed, buddy. parties. Those shields. Okay. Core is having a little bit of trouble. I don't see anyone else in here. Not yet, anyways. Yeah, whenever possible. By all friggin' means. What the hell? Okay, hold on. Hold the hell on. Because it's not saving my, basically my macros for my ship. What the hell? Like, the game hasn't saved my macros. Because that's kind of how the game operates. So, what the hell is going on here? Shields go down. Just whenever that can go off. 50%. 50%. Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Okay. Deploy satellite phaser turret. I'm probably going to make use of that. No, I'm going to use the pirate distress call, because I want to overwhelm that Baku dreadnought, or Sona dreadnought real quick. Alright. Alright. I am macroed out the ass. I was wondering why my beam overload wasn't going off. Should go a lot better now.
Four shields failing.
There we go. This is pretty cool.
Torg! I claim the rights of vengeance.
My pointy gauntlets.
Face me in battle, or I'll kill you where you stand.
Torg's got a sick-looking batleth. That he's about... Yeah. Oh, I thought he just pulled it out of his ass.
I'll take pleasure delivering your corpse to the Zenkethi. What's left of it, anyway?
Da-dun. 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 Let's have the ritual play over this. That's a nice throw, actually. Prepare for anime bullshit! Anime bullshit in 3, 2, 1! And there it is. right on top of it.
I claim command of this vessel. Any objections? No? Then make ready for battle.
Hostile vessels, you have invaded Sona space and attacked without provocation. These are acts of war. I implore you to surrender while you're still able. We may show you mercy where our allies will not.
I don't remember the Sona sounding like that in Star Trek Insurrection. Almost as if they were just told, just try and sound like a serpentine evil dude, instead of an old, crusty face stretch. I don't know. Like,
man, Murray Abraham was so wasted in that movie. So wasted as Ruafo. Request denied. Maintain red alert. Okay, so... Alright, so those are safe. Good. I'm gonna need those! Oh, yeah, something went crazy!
Other than the taste of their
okay, let's cycle that camera distance.
Target's shields have failed.
General Rodek,
Ah!
I do hope
Okay.
you have my husband with you, preferably intact.
I am Worf, son of Moog, Gintok to the House of Martok. The House of Torg must not be allowed to survive this day.
Try not to die. We have much to discuss, you and I.
Let us darken the stars in the flood of our age.
Oh shit. So you do not want to get close to that Sona Dreadnought, because its gimmick is that it has these sails that it will deploy. And while those sails are deployed, they will be draining energy from your ship like crazy. And then it's going to turn... There it goes. You see it deploying right now. Once it does that, get the hell away from it. Because it's going to basically, like, emit a pulse to wipe your ship out. And that's basically it. As long as you know to keep your distance from the thing, it's pretty smooth sailing. The only thing you really have to worry about is the fact that it's a huge damage sponge. It takes a lot of punishment. And the whole time you're focusing on it, you're going to be pecked apart by all the little guys, so... It is the biggest threat here, though. So, if you want to take it out as quickly as you can, but also as sort of like safely as you can. To that effect, pirates! Many pirates! All the pirates in the world. And a turret, because. And this thing, screw it, do it. Shield is getting queued up. Oh shit! Don't want any of that. None of that. No thanks. Rally me! Rally me, you bastard! Oh shit. Away, get away from the dreadnought. Yeah, that's healing. I gotta deal with these guys coming after me. They're chewing me up. This is the other thing you gotta deal with, is all these little bastards that it launches. Let's get the hell out of there for now. God, that dreadnought is healing so bad. It's healing so much. And it's fast as hell. Jeez. Like, that thing is booking it for me. Oh, this is where I die. Because I cannot move. I literally cannot get out of here. Yeah, I gotta bring this fight over here where my guys are. Fuck it! Fuck's sake! Get away from me! Ah! Like, I literally cannot get away with it. It keeps getting faster and faster and faster. Shit! Rally me, for fuck's sake. There we go. I am gonna cloak. Cloaking device. Fuck. Try and get a little bit of this heat off of me, because I'm taking a lot of heat. I hate that it cuts you out of the animation. Oh, fuck off. Eat shit! Get away from me! Some of these friggin' fighters off of me. God! Should be nice if I could call some backup. Ah! Rally! Rally now! Shit! Yeah, Geneva, sure, yeah, get in there. It's all these fighters. Fighters are chewing me up. Friggin' dreadnought. Like a giant murder dreadnought that's killing me? Fuck off, I don't want nothing to do with you yet. like, locked onto me. That thing wants me dead. Fortunately, it turns slow as hell. Apparently, the Klingons are not going to help me with my problem until I help them with theirs. So I'm helping take this thing down. Okay, cool. Guys, help me kill this dreadnought now. For serious? They just like insta-killed it! Christ!
I am in your debt. You have given me the chance to regain the honor I lost in that cell. I will not. For now, I shall return to Kronos with my wife, the warriors of my house, and the Sons of Moog. It is time for their house to be restored, if they wish it.
I wish you success, General, until we meet again.
It has been a day of victory, and yet I am troubled. These things that Martok says, that I am a son of a different father, brother to a warrior I barely know, that I lived the life of another man. There is much I have to learn. Now is not the time. I must return Martok to Quanos before the enemy regroups. Until then, fight well.
Quanos. Is that like potato in Klingon? Is that like tomato for Klingons? Kronos, Quanos? Yeah, not yet. Yeah, that's ugly! That dreadnought is ugly. That's just Metreon gas, alright. Ugh.
Klingon political intrigues are never boring, that's for sure. It's my understanding that Martok isn't going to pursue the Chancellery, which should make a number of people in the Empire sleep a little easier. A Klingon civil war is something best avoided. Trust me. Martok has considerable experience dealing with the Zenkethi, and has offered his services to the Alliance in that regard. There's a good chance you haven't seen the last of the General.
Let's see, so we get Torg's Batleth. Yeah, Flare-Spire basically just nuked this thing. Yeah. You do as much as you can. You saw me doing as much as I could with, like, that Alpha Strike in the beginning with, like, the pirates and shit. Because I knew that thing was gonna be rough. That ship gets real rough. And it took me down to 4 hull! I remind you, my hull is, like, over a... on PC, it's over 100,000, but, like, it's, like, 70-something thousand, I think, on an Andromeda. Took a 70-something thousand hull HP ship down to 4 hull. Yeah. It's ugly. It's an ugly, ugly dreadnought to fight. So... consoles have, like, a huge dilithium boost this week because they had to hold back the Season 13.5 update a couple days. So we have like a huge boost in dilithium ore to like the 14th. So yeah, that is not the standard reward for this mission in any way, shape, or form. House Martok defensive configuration, I'll have to take a look at that. And we get to choose the only thing we can possibly choose, which is a transphasic torpedo launcher. I won't ever use that. You will never catch me using that. I'm actually really partial to the Terran. Oh, jeez, look at my inventory. Like Flare-Spire, I have way too much shit in my inventory. I'm actually quite partial to the Terran Task Force Photon Torpedo Launcher. No, I don't want to upgrade that. I want to get rid of it. toggle protected status. Protected status is basically... Nah, I can tactical battle strategy. Yeah, I might hang on to that. Story and Brandy, that'll come in handy for a DOF assignment. Featured episode, weekly reward. Let's go ahead and get that specialization point. Use.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Let's discard that thing. Alright, so let's see. Details, what do we got? 10 maximum hit points, shield and engine power setting, 0.7.5 maximum shield capacity, plus 16% flight turn rate. Damn! I might use this. So, let's see. 360-degree energy weapon, transphasic torpedo launcher. So, it's for, like... disruptors and transphasics. I can only assume... Oh no, it doesn't boost disruptor damage at all. That kind of sucks. That it's a set that has a disruptor weapon, but it doesn't boost disruptor damage. Still, that's a lot. That's like a pretty big boost. Hit point, shield capacity, turn rate, power settings. That's pretty significant. Pretty significant. That's almost on par with like the old board, like assimilated console that everybody used to run. Special torpedo modes launched from this weapon leave behind a minus 20 damage resistance debuff on their target for 6 seconds. Ooh. Ow. Precision instruments. 360-degree energy weapon. A 360-degree disruptor weapon at that. So if you've already got like a omnidirectional disruptor beam array, and you slap that on there, that might be really good. That might be a really good thing to have. That could be beast. I think I might get that stuff for my Klingon. Alright. So yeah, I might actually slot that, because that looks pretty badass. No, I don't want to upgrade that. I want to discard it. Something sounds like it's dying, and I don't like that, because the last I checked, I had recovered a significant amount of my hull. Oh, that's them. They're all in rough shape. That's probably the core. Rataran. Yeah, it's the core and the Rataran. Those ships are in real rough shape.
It has been a day of victory.
PC version is still a nightmare. PC version is still a rubber band nightmare for me, so. Console is the way to go for me for now. Let's see, so 5% damage, plus 7.5 maximum hull capacity, maximum shield capacity. So that's a lot of upside to trade for that 5% damage. It mostly just gives you more tank. That interface against stability, though, really helped wreck that thing. Yeah, it's at like I've said before, the issues I have with Cryptic Server have occurred across multiple service providers, multiple computers, across multiple states. So the only thing that has remained the same as I've been having these issues has been Cryptic, has been like the PC servers. But I've changed literally everything else. Like, it could be it's just something in the pipes between me and Cryptic that's fouling things up for the PC server. It's like I'm a Walking Dead zone for them. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. So, let's see. Let's go spend our specialization point here. Dimension 4. Yeah, thick of it too, definitely. It's 28% turn rate. We could try. We could try this. Let's see. Let's head to K7 and see how this thing turns. Okay, it's turning to K7. I was just going to keep going. Sometimes when you select a destination, it just keeps going in a straight line no matter what. You have to sort of like wiggle the ship and then reset the destination for it to actually like recognize where you want to go. So that's Brushfire. I'd try somehow tethering your PC to your phone and doing a quick test through that connection to see if it's something between you and them or not, but hey, that might be expensive and might not really prove much. Yeah, that'd be super expensive for a phone that could tether well enough to play an MMO. The hell? Oh. And suddenly I need a drink. There's a lot I could say about that sort of thing, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to go off on a rant. Yeah, it feels like that's seriously affecting my turn. That could also be the fact that I finished the engineering tree on another character and I have the conductive RCS accelerator now, which gives me a pretty neat boost in turn capacity. Unfortunately, it's hard to gauge what with the turn rate being registered in thousands of degrees. Now, it probably would be thousands of degrees considering the size of this ship. The Galaxy class is kind of huge. Even so, like this would be like turn rate 16, essentially. On PC, it'd be like 1.6 or something. So, at least I think so, is how it would display on a PC. So this is really not really helping me. Or at least this is just kind of, this number, like these are just kind of ridiculous. Like flight speed 3,320.27, 3,320.27 what? Kilometers per second? Or like meters per second, or like kilometers per hour, or what? Like, give me something. Give me some unit of measurement here, but kind of not as useful as the stats you get on PC. Is Deanna flying the wall Glinde right now because she's glowing? What do you mean? Oh, in the status. Yeah, it does that. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, let's take a look. Camera distance back. Hooray. Anything else? No. The diplomacy slog is every bit as horrible as I remember it. Although, fortunately, I don't have to actually go to exploration clusters to grind diplomacy now. Because holy shit, that was horrible. Like, that diplomacy grind before the DOF system, when you had to go to, like, exploration clusters and basically roll the dice as to, like, whether or not you got, like, a mission with no combat in it. Because if your mission had even a little bit of combat in it, you didn't get any diplomacy XP. So, there were, like, 2-3 kinds of missions that didn't have combat in them, normally, and the rest all did. Like, and a dozen that did. So you're basically rolling the device constantly for a whopping 10 points of diplomacy experience per mission. 20 if it was a first contact mission. Oh, it was bad. It was horrible. Like, we're beyond, at that point, you're just completely beyond listening to podcasts as you play. Like, you've got to be mentally engaged somehow. Like, you got to be, like, getting up every 30 minutes, walking away, like, watching a movie, doing something to, like, manage that. Because it was, your brain would turn to jelly from the sheer repetition of entering a mission, like, seeing if there are any enemies on the mission, leaving the mission. And some of those missions, the enemies wouldn't show up. Like, some of those missions could be diplomacy missions, but you wouldn't know, like, until you got to the point where enemies were supposed to show up if it was a combat mission instead. So, some of them you had to play, like, halfway through in order for, like, the combat guy to see whether or not, like, enemies were gonna show up, and then once the enemies show up, you're like halfway through this mission, just like, okay, exit out, try again, just rolling the dice over and over. It was so bad. Those of you who've, like, maxed out diplomacy through, like, the DOF system, you guys are lucky, because you have no idea what we had to put up with before the DOF system was in this game. It was horrible. It's left scars on the very fabric of my being still. Like, the sheer grind to max out diplomacy just to get all the transwarps from it. Like, here I just go into a menu and it just, like, tells some duty officers to, like, F off and, you know, go do something. Like, I send them in a shuttle. Maybe a Type 7 shuttle. We're gonna be getting those soon. I hope those don't suck. I hope those aren't like the Type 8 shuttles, basically. Like, I don't remember them being particularly good. Like, I don't remember Type 7s being very good. I remember them basically being disposable. Pretty much. Like, they were always crashing, or they were always getting in trouble or in shit, or getting, like, scooped up by Romulans or what have you. Just, like, getting blown up. Which was believable, because it was more believable than it was on Voyager anyways, because the Enterprise was a big-ass Galaxy-class starship that was full of shuttles and operating in Federation space, where they could be constantly resupplied with shuttles, because Starfleet used the Enterprise as a goddamn taxi for pretty much half the show, shuttling diplomats and whatnot. So it made sense that the Enterprise would have a constant supply of shuttles with which to turf at every possible opportunity. But I don't remember the Type 7 being particularly imposing in its capabilities. Nowhere near as cool as, like, the Type 6 or Type 11. I don't remember that many Type 6 shuttles getting blown up on screen, though only one I can really think of that got blown up off screen in that episode, Lower Decks. Like, there was a Type 6 that got blown up. I know they gave Scotty a Type 6. But, yeah, I don't remember Type 7s being that badass. Certainly not as badass as the Type 11 from Insurrection, because Type 11's a mean-looking shuttle. Or the Argo, which people were also asking for ages, was the Argo shuttle. You don't even really have to have the buggy, although I would certainly appreciate the buggy for planets like Nimbus, where it's just a big desert full of nothing, and it's completely visually uninteresting because it's just a wasteland of sand and rocks. So, like, some method of like more rapid conveyance through this environment would be appreciated. I'd be totally be down for like using Argo buggies on like adventure zones like that. They were like big and expansive and like, you know, like we're not gonna fill this map with stuff to do, but it's a cool map to look at. So if you want to like drive a buggy around and just sort of explore, we might put like accolades or like some funny shit that you could find. I'd be totally down with that. Yes, we need the Argo for big ground maps. I'm glad she's not the helm, because you know what happens when Deanna touches those flight controls. God forbid Riker ever lets her fly the Titan. I'm pretty sure she must have flown... Look, okay. The Titan does not need Deanna Troy's help being terrible. The Titan in every book, like, ends up causing, like, catastrophic world-ending damage by just showing up somewhere. Like that's the Titan's stick, is the Titan shows up and like somebody's world ends. Because the Titan is like the ship version. It's the anthropomorphized starship version of Mike Nelson. And so wherever it goes, it spreads chaos and destruction on accident. That's the Titan from the Titan books. That's every Titan book ever written. That's Riker's command. And by the way, the destruction of the Enterprise is totally Riker's fault, not Deanna Troy's, because Riker is the moron who didn't remember that you can eject the warp core. Go watch Generations. He doesn't mention it once. Geordi just tells him the core is going to breach, and he goes, Deanna, we got to separate the ship! Go watch Generations again. Not one mention of ejecting the warp core. So yeah. Riker's an idiot. His first command is a disaster, and he's constantly destroying worlds. He really shouldn't be in command of a starship. He's really bad at it. He was the guy who lost to a bird of prey. He was losing to a bird of prey, essentially, in a Galaxy-class starship. Shields or no shields, that's a pretty uneven fight. So, yeah. Though knowing their luck, the ejection system would be fused, so they just skipped a step and barely escaped vaporization. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, maybe the ejection system is fused, and in that case, whatever, but it's never mentioned. Not in one line of dialogue in that entire movie. Not in one line of dialogue in that entire sequence do they, like, attempt to eject the core before it blows them all to hell. The entire purpose of that shot, the entire reason for the Enterprise D being blown up in that movie was because they wanted to do a saucer crash for Descent. You know that episode where, like, Lore has like a cult of Borg following him? They wanted to do a saucer crash in that episode, but they didn't get to do it. So they used basically... They basically, like, techno-babbled an excuse to have a saucer crash. And they had it happen in, like, the dumbest possible way. I've never trusted Ron Moore, and I never will. I can never forgive him for blowing up the Enterprise D. Pretty much. Or for the second half of Battlestar Galactica, but that's a different discussion. Anyways. That was Brushfire. That was the new featured episode. This is going to be like a 2-hour-long video for YouTube. So, I hope you guys enjoy. I have got... It is 1:35. Holy shit. And I've got a lot of recording to do. I've got to record some Armored Core. some Devil May Cry, and that thing I'm going to be doing Wednesday, which is going to be a surprise. Devil May Cry, you're not going to be seeing that for a while. Devil May Cry is going to be going up in October, just like last year. So, yeah. But at the same time, it ushered in the Sovereign, so... the Sovereign is, like, really uneven to me. I gotta be honest. I have to be totally honest and say that, like, 2/3 of the movies that the Sovereign class Enterprise was in were not very good. Like, at least, like, the Constitution Enterprise, like, at least that refit of the Constitution was in, like, a handful of really good movies. Like, it was in several, like, really good movies, and, like, a couple really, like, kind of okay movies, and maybe one flat-out horrible movie. But the Enterprise E, you got the Enterprise E in First Contact, which is cool. And then you have, immediately afterwards, you have Insurrection and Nemesis, which are not. They're just kind of terrible. The Enterprise D, on the other hand, Galaxy-class starship, 7 years. That first year was really bad, but 7 years of a must-watch primetime drama, even if you weren't into science fiction back then. It was one of those things that you had to see. It was one of those things that was a weekly event for people. So, yeah. Galaxy-class wins. Fight me. That's been Brushfire. And that's been Star Trek Online. I don't know why I opened the map. I am going to be going off now. I am going to be recording pretty much all morning long. And then I'm going to be getting some shut-eye before... I'll fight you. I'll cut you. You be careful. And then I'm going to be getting some shut-eye before D&D later today. So, this has been Brushfire. Please visit the donation link below the video for American Red Cross. And I'll see you guys later. So, later.